What the fuck am I looking at?
And increases by 4% per pool. Now this goes up to 8% per pool from 71 to 75, and increases to 10% from 76 to 78, where you're guaranteed on the 79th pool. With these expected values plugged in,
I am done, bro. Like, it's over at that point, bro. Like, it's over. I'll quit. I'd quit the game, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, this game is not for me, bro.
Right.
It's about time we put the fries in the bag regarding Arknights Enfield's gacha system, right? Their banner system, because today we have a video by Reen talking about the data is in Arknights Enfield is the most free-to-play friendly gacha system out there. And the thumbnail was quite interesting, having Arknights Endfield showing to be superior to some of the most popular games, like, for example, Genshin Impact and Wuwa's gacha system. And I have my gripes with this particular gacha system, and I'm not going to go into this talking about the particular numbers and all of that, but I want to see what he's going to bring up to the table, and then I'll tell you my personal gripes with this system from someone that has put money in the game, has summoned, and has experienced the good, the bad, and the straight up getting fucked behind on alley without Vaseline that this gacha system has to offer. Let's go ahead and see.
with the data now officially in, today I'm going to be proving to you all that Arknights Endfield has the most free-to-play friendly gacha out of any of the mainstream titles. That includes Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and Zenless Zone Zero.
Okay, that's a big claim. That's a big claim. Okay, let's see what's popping.
Arknights Endfield beats them all. Before today, people were concerned about things such as pool currency acquisition.
Yeah.
They were concerned about the weapon banner if you end up getting characters too early, and they were concerned about the actual rates of the gacha itself. And in all three aspects, I'm here to tell you that I just proved that Arknights Endfield is more free-to-play friendly than any other gacha system. That's a pretty big claim, so
That is a pretty big claim. Let's see what he has to say.
let's start getting to explaining. Many of you are already familiar with how the Arknights Endfield gacha system works, right? It's pretty much the same as Wuthering Waves. You have a 0.8 base rate, and from that 0.8 base rate, you keep pulling until you hit 65, where the soft pity starts, and from that 65, you get a 5% incremental increase until you get the character up to a hard cap of 80 pulls, right? This pity is part of a 50-50 system where you have a 50% chance of obtaining the on-banner character, in our case Leviathan, or you have a 50% chance to gain something else. In our case, we'll get into that in a little bit. The biggest feature of this banner is the 120 guarantee. That means that if you have not obtained the rate up character by 120 pulls, you're guaranteed to get the rate up character, aka Leviathan, by that 120 pools, or on that 120 pool if you go all the way to that pity. So now simulations have been run just to see how friendly this system actually is compared to other gacha systems, which I'm actually going to bring up right now. Thanks to Kukikaze for running the simulations, but they're actually slightly incorrect. We'll get to this in a
Okay, homie ran the simulations, but they're incorrect. Okay.
bit. So he says right over here that the Arknights Endfield actually has an 81.97 average pulls in order to get the rate up unit.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, bro, when y'all get into this nerdy freaking number crunching shit, I be getting confused, man. Y'all be doing too much to explain if it's good or bad, bro. Look, if you eat a pile of shit, does it taste good? No. If you eat some, like, fine-ass candy, does it taste good? Yes, it's that simple. Y'all be doing too much, bro. Talking about 79.48 point these nuts in your mouth, bro. And I'm not talking about these guys. I'm talking about just in general, bro. Because I have the same opinion regarding any Excel warriors regarding any of the games that I play, bro. Like, y'all be doing too much with them freaking calculations. Coming out here with thesis papers regarding these things, bro. God
120
damn.
cap. These are obtained from doing Python simulations, plugging in the data that I just mentioned before with the rate up and the expected values of Enfield. Obviously, Hoyoverse is not even close, as the base rate in that game is 0.6, and the soft pity starts all the way up at 75. And Wuthering Waves over here is 79.48 pulls in order to get the rate up unit. However, Kukikaze actually got this wrong. When Kukikaze was doing these simulations, he was assuming that Wuthering Waves has the same soft pity rate as Arknights Endfield, but it doesn't. I don't expect him to know that because he doesn't play Wuthering Waves, but I do. And so I know it doesn't. Let me explain it to you. So this is
What the fuck am I looking at? Who are you people, bro? What the fuck is this, bro? Dog, look. y'all be putting too much investment into these gacha games, bro. I'm telling y'all, if y'all put this type of investment into getting a job, getting laid, progressing in life, y'all be out here taking over the world. Forget Elon Musk, bro. Y'all be out here talking about the shits. What the fuck is this, bro? Nah, bro. That's
how the Wuthering Waves
insane.
soft pity system works. When we go to 65 pools, starting at 66, the probability increases by 4% per pool. That means compared to Arknights Endfield, you're actually increasing at a slower rate, where Arknights Endfield is 5% and starts at 5% at 65. Wuthering Waves starts at 66 and increases by 4% per pool. Now this goes up to 8% per pool from 71 to 75, and increases to 10% from 76 to 78, where you're guaranteed on the 79th pool. With these expected values plugged in, you actually get a rate of 81.15 pulls on average for Wuthering Waves. So what that means is both Arknights Endfield and Wuthering Waves are within a pull of each other for the expected rate up unit.
Absolutely.
Now you're probably saying to yourself, Rin, well, if Wuthering Waves has a 0.7 less pull count,
I didn't understand shit of what was just said.
on average to get the rate up 5-star, how is that more free-to-play friendly for Arknights Endfield? Well, there's two answers to this, actually. The first answer is staring you straight.
Yo, Chad, am I a smooth brain? Yo, Chad, am I dumb? I think I'm dumb. I don't know what the hell I don't know what was just said, bro.
In the face right now. This is Gilberta. Gilberta is currently not available as a rate up unit on the banner.
Yes.
Instead, how I obtained this Gilberta is actually by losing my 50-50.
If so, so am I. I'm fucking dead. Nope. Bro, what the hell was that?
That's right.
Bro, as if the bro. As if the gacha system in Arknights Endfield wasn't complex enough. You walk in and someone's like, listen, I'm gonna explain to you. Guys. As if the Arknights Endfield gacha system wasn't complex enough, someone tells you, I got you. Listen, you're stressing too much. I'm gonna explain to you why the gacha system in Arknights Endfield is better than all those other games, bro. And they pull out this bullshit ass paper, bro. I'm done, bro. I am done, bro. Like, it's over at that point, bro. Like, it's over. I'll quit. I'd quit the game, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, this game is not for me, bro.
Right. In Arknights
That's
Endfield,
insane.
you lose your 50-50. You have a 2 in
That's
7
wild.
chance of obtaining a limited character on that banner. In this case, if I lost my 50-50 to Levitain, which I did, you can get either Gilberta or Yvonne at a 1 in 7 chance for each. So 2 in 7 to get a limited total. I lost mine to Gilberta. I lost the 50-50. I got the 1 in 7. I got Gilberta. This means that upon losing your 50-50, you have a fail-safe system more built into it. A 28% chance to obtain a limited character upon failing that 50-50. There are two other extremely important things that I want to point out about the Arknights Endfield banner before we get on to other things such as pull acquisition and the weapon banner. Now, the Arknights Endfield banner, once you do 30 pulls on a banner, gives you a free 10 pull that is decoupled away from the actual pity of the banner.
Okay, so those two things that he just pointed out are not bad, right? If you're summoning and you lose the 50-50, getting one of the upcoming raid up characters, one of the upcoming limited banner characters over a standard 5 or 6-star character is pretty legit. I think that is a very cool thing to have in the game. Because if you got Yvonne over a standard banner unit, you'd be bricked up on a Thursday, bro. She caked up like nobody's business. So I'll be excited, right? I'll be excited that I got Yvonne, right? And I wouldn't have to summon on her banner, so that gives me a good period of time that I get to save my currency. So that's a cool system, right? I think that's pretty interesting. This next thing that he says, where it's like, if you summon, I believe it's 30 times, you get a 10 pull, a free 10 pull, that can give you a 6-star if you get lucky, and if you get a 6-star from that temple, it doesn't count towards your pity, so it doesn't reset the pity or anything. That's another pretty damn good feature from the gacha system. I will say that.
That is decoupled away from the actual pity of the banner.
Yeah.
This is extremely important because you're just getting a free 10 pull for pulling on the banner, meaning the expected pull rate goes even lower for Enfield. On top of that, upon doing 60 pulls, you get another 10 pulls, though that is for the next banner. Many people are...
That one's good. It's like, it's give or take, right? Because it's for the next banner, and if you don't want the next unit, like, it goes away, so you kind of have to use it on the next unit. So for example, me, I'm not summoning on the next banner because I want to save my pity towards Yvonne or something. So that 10 pull is gonna get wasted. I'm not gonna build up pity in the chance of getting the banner character or getting something and then my pity resets. I'm not doing that. So it's good for some people, but it could also be bad for others, okay?
Aren't going to actually want the next character though, right? Maybe you don't want Gilberta. That's the next character coming out on banner. So what does that 10 pull actually do for you? Well, the answer is simple. It helps you actually build up your pity. Because
yeah, but if you don't want to build up your pity, you're kind of cooked. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. For example, right? So this is my account right now, right? And I'm at 22 pulls for my next 6-star operator. This will transfer over to the next banner, right? If I were to use that, I have that ticket, bro. I have that ticket somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it is, but I have that ticket, right? When Gilberta comes out, if I use that temple and I get her, this resets this pity. I don't want that pity reset, right? And I'll tell you guys why later, because this is actually a mindfuck. So I'm at this point where I'm just going to let it expire, right? Now, it's very situational. The next character could have been something that I really wanted, and then that would have been great. But I don't want to risk losing this thing right here, because I'm probably skipping Gilberta. I'm probably skipping Yvonne because I'm building into last right for my ice team. So I'm probably skipping all of that and waiting for the next like electro unit or something along the lines of, you know, the future characters. So I'm saving this pity right here, and I'm just going to save for a while. So I don't think that's honestly all that good in the most part. I wish it was just a 10 pull for an upcoming banner in general. I feel that a lot of the interesting things that this game has regarding the gacha system, it has good things. Like I said, for example, being able to lose a 50-50 and get a upcoming character. That's freaking awesome over a standard banner character. I'll take that any day of the week. We already have the standard banners that we can get pretty much from here, right? So that's pretty cool, right? That 10 pull that you get when you're pulling on the banner is pretty damn cool. Not only that you get a free 10 pull, but the fact that if you pull a character on there, a 6-star, it doesn't reset your pity counter. That's freaking amazing. But there are other aspects of this gacha system that begin to fuck you hard in the ass, and I'll tell you guys that in a second. But let's go back to his video and see what else he's cooking.
remember, the 80 pity inside of Arknights Endfield actually does carry over to the next banner. What doesn't carry over is the 120 guarantee. So that means your pity is actually being built up, despite the fact that you are not carrying over the 120 guarantee. So
yeah, that's a big misconception that a lot of people don't know. You know how when you do 80 summons, you get a guaranteed 6-star? That carries over. So if you do like 60 summons in those first 80, and you don't get to 80, that carries over to the next banner like you saw with me. But if you get to 80, you lose the 50-50, and then you begin doing those 40 to get to the guaranteed 120. Those don't carry over. So let's say you do 20 pulls in after those 80 pulls, and you do those 20 or 40 pulls in there after, but you don't reach the guaranteed, that will not carry over. So on the next banner, you'll start off without that, which kind of sucks, right? Like, you don't want to do that.
Extra 10 pull means you're going to get a 6-star character that much earlier, giving you an increased chance of getting that 6-star and using less pulls on the banner. Also, 2 side notes that I just want to point out in case someone calls me a shill. I do think the system is way too convoluted. I don't think it needs to be this complicated. I'm just talking about mathematical facts. Also, I don't even like gacha. I think all these systems need to be abolished, and I was cheering on the EU as they were trying to dismantle it.
Yeah, bro, honestly, it is too complicated. There's a lot of intricacies with this gacha system, and it's honestly the simple fact that you gotta sit there and ask, what about this? What about that? What about this ticket that I just got? What about the pity? What about, like, the fact that there are so many intricacies and little things that you gotta ask about the gacha system is unnecessary as hell, bro. Like, it just doesn't need to be there. Like, for example, why does the pity from 1 to 80 summons carry over, but the one from 80 to 120 doesn't? Why do that? Why not just all the pity carries over? Just what purpose does it actually offer? What benefit does it offer the player base? When you point it out like that, what benefit does it offer the player base? There is zero benefit that it offers the player base. I love this game. I've spent money in this game. I plan to continue playing this game because I think it's the best quality gacha game out there by far. But I'm not going to sit here and glaze certain aspects that don't help the players. I'm a pro player. I'll never be pro corpo when it comes to these games. And that specific aspect, oh yeah, the pity transfer, but only up to this point, and then after that, it doesn't. So just remember, it's convoluted, and it doesn't really offer anything to the players. And that's just one aspect of it. There's other aspects of it. Like, for example, if we go over here, let me show y'all something real quick. I also don't think this right here offers like anything. I don't know why they decided, where is it? It's right here. Why they decided to make these tickets that you can buy every now and then, right? You can buy these. As you can see, they have a timer on them. You can only use these tickets for the specific banner. This is ass. This is not good. There is no real reason why you would point this out as a good thing. This should just be yellow tickets, right? Just like here, yellow tickets. These should be yellow tickets so you can use them whenever the hell you want. You cannot defend this. There's no reason to defend this. It doesn't matter what you gotta say. You're wrong if you're defending this. This particular aspect right there is trash. It's just the truth. That is a trash system to have those be exclusive to this particular banner for no reason. If it wasn't like that, I think it would be pretty good because it would allow you to save more tickets and more summons. Let's see what else he has to say before I tell you some extra things that make the gacha system not be that good. I guess you can say that those 5 summons that you get there, you know, they're not part of the gacha system. They're part of the currency income. I could see that. And we can just specifically refer to the gacha system. I want to say this before we go even further, okay? I believe that the first 120 pulls in Arknights Endfield gacha system are better than the first 120 pulls in any other gacha system of the mainstream gacha games. I do think that's true. Not only do you have the guaranteed character at 120 pulls, but you would have gotten another character at 80 if you got an off banner, and that off banner could have been a future limited character. You got a free 10 pull when you got to 30. You got the upcoming banner 10 pull when you got to 60, and you got a bunch of currency to summon on the weapons, right? So I think that's pretty good. I got it. I just unmuted the video. So I think that's pretty good, okay? I do think that's pretty good. He basically just said that now that we've established that the gacha system is the better out of all of them. Here, I'll show you real quick what he said.
I hate gachas. Anyway, let's get back to the facts. So, now we've established that the Arknights Enfield's gacha system itself is actually better than all of the mainstream titles. Cool.
Okay, so that's what he said, right? Like I was saying, bro. There's a lot of things that are very good on those first 120 pulls, right? On those first 120 pulls, I do think the gacha system is better than most other major gacha games. Okay? We got that out of the way. I do agree with that. I personally feel that way. But there are certain things that I will say are absolutely not better. If you decide to summon for more than those first 120 pulls, the gacha system turns absolutely abysmal. Alright, I'm going to show you right here why I personally think that after the first 120 summons, the system actually turns into absolute dog shit. It goes from being, like I said, a better gacha system than other gacha games to arguably a worse gacha system than the other games, okay? So here's my summon record. I've done a total of about, I think about 300 summons into the Lavatane banner. I was planning to skip the next 2 banners, so I had plenty of time to save up currency because I was building Lavatane and I was going to build Last Rite for my ice team, so I was just chilling, okay? But here's the problem. I kept summoning because I wanted some dupes on Lavatane, and well, this is what we ran into. We kept summoning and I reached pity and I got the 80 pity and I got Ardalia, right? I saw the summon animation, it turned red, I was bricked up, it opened and it was Ardalia. I was like, damn, I just lost my 50-50. You know what? That's fine. The next time that I get a 6-star, it's going to be Lavatane. Now, you can fault me for this. You can fault me for not reading enough. when it comes to, you know, the gacha system. So here's the problem. I got Ardalia and I kept summoning. I figured the next 6-star was going to be Lavatane. I kept summoning. I got another red. I was excited. I got Ardalia again. I got Ardalia one more time, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't feel good. I kept summoning after this. Nothing else. I got 2 standard banner units back to back. There is no guaranteed after you lose 150-50. I just want to point that out to y'all in case you didn't know. So you can actually pull 5-6 standard banner units pretty much in a row after the first 120 summons. Not only that, you guys can see how many summons I've did after I got my Ardalia and I got nothing. Now, I'm 22 summons away from a 6-star operator. This 6-star operator is not guaranteed to be Lavatane. The only time that I'll have Lavatane guaranteed is right here. When I get 180 and 98 attempts more into the banner. This is my next guaranteed. 198 summons from now am I guaranteed to get a Lavatane. And I've already put, I don't even know how many summons. Y'all saw how many summons I put. Other than that, I'm not guaranteed to get a Lavatane, bro, on this pity. Because I got to the pity and I didn't get her, and then I got another Ardalia. I had to stop, because you know what would happen if I go to these 22 and I don't get Lavatane and I got another Ardalia? That would piss me the hell off. And the fact that I gotta go this deep is kind of crazy, right? So I just want to point out that the first 120 summons are good. After that, the system is trash. So it's friendlier to free-to-plays or light spenders, but even if you're free-to-play or a light spender and you decide to save all your summons to eventually down the line dupe up a character, just know that the dupe system in this game is absolutely pretty damn ass, right? It's pretty damn ass with this particular thing here. I feel that, one, they should absolutely make it so the whole 120 pulls transfers over to the next banner. So if you're like at 119, the next banner, you do a single, you get it. Easy. The second thing I would point out is the fact that I feel this thing right here should absolutely be the yellow ticket, so you can use them whenever the hell you want. I think that's just necessary. And the third thing is, I feel that if you lose a 50-50, the next character you get should be the guaranteed rate up character. Those 3 changes, nobody can disagree with them. As someone that's spending money and actually summoning on the game, I'm telling you how it feels to summon. So if you're free to play, you're not even going to be doing as many summons as me. And eventually, if you decide, you know, there are some people out there that will save for 3 months to pull their favorite waifu. I'm telling you, it feels like shit to start summoning afterwards, bro. Now, the weapon banner I actually enjoy. I actually think the weapon banner is really damn good. Being able to summon, I've done all my summons here, right, on the standard banner. And I've done all my summons here. And now I have 20,000 of these things, which will pretty much guarantee the next weapon that I want to get on the next character. And as I continue summoning on standard banner, I'll continue building this up. The battle pass builds those up as well. So like, I'm fine with the weapon banner, but the character banner is honestly kind of shit. I feel those 3 things that I pointed out are absolute necessities to make this game's banner system just truly be better than everything else out there. This whole thing of like, I get, like, if they want to make it so it's like 120, make it 120 every time, or then after the first 120, go back to it being like a normal gacha system. The first 80 I get cucked, on the next 80 I at least get guaranteed. But bro, being able to pull an off banner multiple times in a row is kind of freaking crazy. You don't feel like you won even when you won.
We've got that out of the way. The other concern people had was actually about the pool currency acquisition. What they meant by that was that they thought that there was not enough pools because during the beta, there was less pools. However, those have been buffed. In the current state of the game, Chinese data miners have found that there's about 240 limited pools inside of the game. So from there, people were complaining about the actual rate of being able to obtain the pools. And I have proved that that is not the case, that you can get these pools in a reasonable amount of time. How did I prove that? Well, actually, with my account right here. In just a single day, I was able to get enough pools as a free-to-play player to be able to obtain Levitain. Now, I actually have 2 guides on the channel about that, so you can check those out. They're my Aurora farming guide and how I got Levitain in a single day as a free-to-play. Check those out if you want to see how exactly...
Okay, look. I think that's everything he's going to talk about. The actual, like, summon system in terms of, like, the gacha system. Then he's going to talk about the pull income. Yeah, I agree with him right now. Even though it is the honeymoon phase, we don't know how it's going to be down like a month from now or 2 months from now. But at least right now, yes, you can absolutely get yourself those 120 pulls to guarantee Levitain after playing for, I don't know, let's say a week, maybe a week and a half. If you're just playing, they're giving you currency. You're actually gaming with this game. You're going to get the stuff. The currency is there. It's just going to take you a little bit of grind because there's a lot of content in this game. So absolutely. I feel that down here as I scrolled a little bit, I see that he's going to talk about the weapons. I personally, my thoughts regarding the weapon banner, as someone that got shafted in the weapon banner, I want to point this out real quick. I had to go to pity on the weapon banner myself to get the weapon. I had to go all the way to 80 on this freaking thing in order to get the freaking weapon, and it was not fun. And on the way to getting that weapon, I'll just show you real quick. Let me go right here. I actually got this freaking thing 3 times. I got this freaking thing 3 times. As someone that still got technically shafted because he had to go to max pity, I will tell you I still think the weapon banner is probably one of the better weapon banners out of all of the gacha games, because you get currency for the weapon banner from the battle pass, right? If you buy the battle pass, you also get currency from summoning on the standard banner. So even standard banner pulls give you currency for the weapon banner, and in general. And then the rates on the banner are actually pretty damn good. If we go back to the summons, right, and you look at the summons over here, the summons, I forgot where it is that I click, bro. I click somewhere. Oh, right here. The rates are pretty damn big. Let's see if it opens up. There we go. 4% for the base drop. So it's pretty damn good. I do think it's pretty damn good. And it's a 25% chance to appear the actual this. So, you know, the math gets weird in there. But I will say you will at least, even if you have to go to max pity, 80 pulls, you'll still get, for the most part, 1, 2, 3, maybe even more 6-star weapons, right? That's not something that you encounter in a game like Wuwa, right? For example, or Genshin. You got to go all the way to pity. You finally get the weapon at pity. All the way through there, you got garbage. Whereas in here, you would have gotten a bunch of 6-star weapons that are pretty good for certain characters. So that's definitely not bad. But that's all that I really want to talk about this video. I'm sure he gave us the math. He gave us the rundown. I agree with some of the things he said, and I feel that others aren't really covered enough. For example, I do agree the first 120 are good, but after that, the system is fucking horrible. MTash just made a video of how he got taken to the back alley by this gacha system, and he got done pretty roughly. Like, he had to go shower afterwards and everything. He was crying. And I got done pretty dirty as well. Not as dirty as him. I can still walk. He was over there kind of limping and shit. But at the end of the day, guys, it is just a convoluted freaking gacha system. I think if you're playing this game and you're wanting to summon, only do 120 summons for your character. If you're not sure, don't build pity. Why the hell do you want to build pity? Just save your characters. Have a little bit of self-control. If you're going to summon, only go up to 80 unless you know you're guaranteeing those 120. And honestly, that's going to be it for this video, though. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section below. For now, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.